welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
I apologize that we're clashing.
Yes.
I'm a little burgundy. They're more Christmas red. It is first week of December has passed us by unbelievably, and we hope that your holiday preparations are starting up, gearing up, and everything's going well. I'm going to go first because I have nothing. I came all the way here, 40-minute drive, and left all my craft bags at home. So I will tell you what I've been working on. If you remember the pocketbook slippers that I was working on last week. Okay, here's a funny, embarrassing story. Okay, but it's kind of funny. Okay, when I started making those, I have gifts planned for my office mates, all of my office mates. But I started making those slippers, and I thought, I should give these to my good friend, Dee, that I work with. And we call her Dee. So I was like, I'm going to give everyone presents, and then in her bag there'll be a little extra of these slippers. And so I had gotten about partway through the first one, thinking I had time. And then on Thursday, my other colleague started circulating a card and said, this is for Dee's birthday. And I was like, because her birthday's tomorrow, but we're going to celebrate today at staff meeting. And I'm like, I didn't know her birthday was tomorrow. So I literally went home Thursday night. I finished the first one, and I'm like, I can knit one of these in a night. And I finished the second one. So I did the second one in one sitting. And because remember how I was like the last time I started making one, I stalled out. I just got like bored of. I couldn't knit 6 inches with my brain. So anyway, I was like, no, I can do this. So I finished both of them, and pretended as though I had intended to give them to her for her birthday all along. But look, Evie, see,
I like mine.
yeah. So I finished them and gave them to her on Friday, like it had been planned. And it's not a lie, because I had intended to give them to her. I just didn't realize I had to give them to her so early. No. So that was fun. And then, so because of that, I really haven't worked on the stocking, the green and white stocking that I had last year. And another reason I haven't is because I decided to do a temperature chart for next year, as we were talking about last week. And I chose the tree, the temperature tree by Stitching Mommy. And I have the picture I was going to show you guys. Sorry. Here's the picture of the temperature tree. I'll put it on screen, but so that's the one I'm doing. And I bought all the stuff for it. And I couldn't find thread drops at
I've got some. I
Michael's.
can.
Well, I went to Hobby Lobby and I got the strip like that.
Oh yeah.
So I have them. Takes up 2 strips. It's totally fine.
Okay.
For what it is, and I put them in order. They're in order by cold to hot. So so it's kind of feels good like that.
Yeah.
So. And I bought, I'd never used a Q-snap, or it's not a Q-snap, it's the fake Q-snap. Yeah. With the big square thing to hook the fabric on. And I started it at the center of the tree. I'm like, if I can do the tree in December,
then you'll be ready
then I'll be ready and I'll have peace in the new year. And if I don't, what I'm doing is I started in the center, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to do at least the January branch. So at least I can do that.
January.
And see if I can. But anyway, I just did a couple, probably like 3 or 4 threads worth so far, because I just worked on it for one night. But yeah, so I decided to do a temperature tree, because I've always liked the look of them, and I think it's cool.
Well, and it makes something you want to have in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't even call you guys about what kind of fabric to use, and I decided to do 16 count, because I was just looking at the finished size, and I wanted it to be big, but I didn't want 14 count. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I did 16 count, and it'll be like 9 by 9 ish. So that's because I really want something to put on the wall that'll look nice. So I started that, but then I realized now that I've finished with the slippers, I really got to get going on
Still.
the stocking. And I have other crafts that I cannot mention until later. But and then I need to work on my office gifts that I plan. I'm gonna do a coaster for everybody, and I'm gonna do a coffee. What do you call them? Sleeve for coffee cups. So I gotta do that and bake cookies. I gotta get going. I gotta get going on my holiday. So anyway, that is me, empty-handed, nothing to do.
Well,
so I think Eve's gonna go next.
It was me last week forgetting stuff. So, and it's not like you can run home because it takes an hour.
Yeah.
So right now I am working on the bottom part of this temperature chart, and I started December. I made a starfish. I started December. So.
Oh, nice.
And I'm working on this bottom part because I got to find some time to work on it. So I put everything on hold while I was working on Santa. I'm going to put this down for a minute. So I finished Stand Up for Santa. I have a class on this shortly. Here it is, and in all its glory.
Can I see?
He's so cute.
Finished.
He's all done.
Cute.
That's adorable.
I was gonna iron it, and then while Beth was working on the printer, and I was just like, no.
It's so cute.
I love it. I love the pattern the moment I saw it. I love it.
That's really.
But I wanted
I
to.
like the size and feel of it.
I love
Very
working on
rustic.
this 20 count things that she does. It's not that I mind smaller count fabrics, I don't, but I just like these large projects that she has. And she says, you can stitch them on regular, 14 count or whatever you want, but if you want to make it big,
Yeah.
yeah. So for the month of December, one of the new starts I'm supposed to do is Narwhal Biscornu, which, oddly enough, is a Christmas Biscornu. I have such a massive start.
That's a funny commercial.
It's the line that goes around the Biscornu.
Oh, that little line at the
That
top.
top, yeah.
A start is a start, no matter how small. Isn't that what Horton
Here's a
says?
who.
Horton, here's a who. A start is a start, no matter how small.
I can't take a picture of this, but because it's the pattern. But this is Cat Trio by
Oh, I remember that.
somebody. It's by somebody. Doreen Jones.
Oh, yeah.
It was a free pattern that I found, and this is my start on that. I got in more, but I wasn't trying to rush to finish Santa, so. And then Crazy Stitch, a We Do Geek. I finished the word stuff, and I'm working on the robot guy. Not a lot of work, but considering the fact that was trying to get ready for the Jingle Ball, which we are doing right now.
Yeah.
My class starts in
A little bit.
a little bit.
Yes, and I just got out of my class.
So then they aired another video for Stitching with the Housewives. So with Floss Tube Frenzy, I did 2 threads. Only one of them is invisible until all a good night. I stitch the white and then I go back and put the sparkle over it. I just find it easier. So
I see.
some of these snowflakes that I'd done didn't have their sparkle on them yet, so I was working on those. But I also put some of the snow on top of the house here, so it looks like a house. A sparkle thread and a regular thread. And then Fridays with Frank aired, and I have this upside down. Tiny Modernist Cute Crocodile. So I was doing the leg, and I went to do the other leg, and I went, this is not right.
Oh no.
So I had to frog all the way back up to here. So I both stitched and frogged. I didn't bring the berry. Helen D had a video, but I didn't bring the berry because all I did was frog a whole thing. So I am doing the runner stitcher with Silent Night. He decided to do floss tube, the Christmas one,
The Flogmas,
Flossmas.
Flossmas.
So he airs a video every day.
Well,
So-
that'll get you working.
Yeah, I did. I went through 2 snowflakes. So, yeah.
There's so many snowflakes.
There's tons of snowflakes.
No,
a
Darby,
blizzard.
let me see the pattern.
It's a blizzard.
Well, I know, but
Tons of snowflakes. So, the snowflakes take a long time to do and there was some kind of miscount over here that made this come up too tight here, but I was like, they're not touching, so I'm leaving it. Because the snowflakes can be wherever they want to be. And then with Stitching Mommy, I did put in 2 threads on, whoops, picking up too many things. Heaven and Earth Designs Mini Snowman Snuggles.
do you have that pattern in your
I
shop?
bought it again. Yeah. I bought the PDF. So visually it looks like I didn't do anything, but I did. If you look carefully, I filled in the holes. This one is completely, this 10 grid is completely done. And then there's more of this little brownish color over here.
This is like the top corner
Uh-huh.
of the design.
Yeah. As slow as it's going, I'll never get it done. But I'm enjoying the process. And
You never know.
this Floss Tube Friendly is making me go, oh yeah, I need to pick that up and work on it.
That's good.
So at the Jingle Ball, I bought Lindy Stitches, Not Even a Mouse. It was unbelievably cute.
That is very cute.
And there was this free pattern I downloaded. I downloaded a whole bunch, but I didn't print them out because I thought Beth would print them and then she couldn't print.
Let me see.
It's called Festive Flicker. You remember that candy cane one with the thing that she did last year?
back?
Oh yeah. Oh,
It's similar.
it's a woodpecker.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a flicker.
Which is a woodpecker. Stop it!
On a
It's a
candy
woodpecker.
cane. And then Tiny Modernist free pattern was Woodsy Wreath, which I liked.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Isn't
Yeah.
that cute?
Yeah, I downloaded that one
That's
also.
really pretty.
And then the other 2 new starts I'm supposed to do for December are St. Nick's Berry.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see that. I
that's
haven't
cute.
seen that.
Beth gave it to me. And Pueblo Pottery number 2. And I finally decided I'm going to do Coco Pelli. They call him Flute Player. That's who I'm doing.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah.
cocoa.
These
Oh,
are really
that's
small.
pretty.
They're small like the black one I did, but I think I'm gonna do it on white. I'm gonna go
Sorry,
ahead
I'm
and do it.
busting into your pattern.
It's all right. Now, the two patterns that I'm gonna concentrate on after the Jingle Ball is over, or maybe during the Jingle Ball, I don't know, is Christmas Berry. And this is my progress so far. So I want to continue on working on the
Yeah,
moose. After you get that giant moose done, there's less to do. And then I had a thought about this. The other one I was going to concentrate on is snowflake ornaments by cross stitching for fun. And I have one 99.9% done. It just needs the eyeball put in. And I was like, oh, I'll wait and do all the eyes. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call this done for now. And then I can pick it up again later. I want to do the penguin and the owl. I want to do them, but it was the deer that made me buy the pattern.
Yeah.
So I think that if I work on them, I'm going to frog what I have done here. I'm going to frog this and move it over. And then,
Do them separately?
well, separate them,
Yeah.
Do the penguin down here, but I'm not going to do this fourth one. I don't know what it is and I don't like it.
I think it's a mistake. I think there's a mistake in the
Is it a
Yeah.
weasel?
I don't know. Or a polar bear, or I don't know what it is. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm not going to ask them because it's too embarrassing. So, and as it was, I was thinking about calling it done with just the one.
Yeah.
So, I
So
like
pretty.
these very much, but when I think about working on it, I go,
No, that's no good.
and it's because of all these snowflakes. Snowflakes are a bear.
But you keep getting patterns with snowflakes.
Well, because I like snowflakes. Okay, so let me put these away here and get out the rest of my stuff. I know, I have too much crap.
And I have no, so that's
It's
a
balanced.
contrast.
Okay, so I have been working on this market bag for my aunt, and it's coming along. I have several more rows to do. If I run out of white, I'll use green.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, so you just did it till you ran out of the brown?
Uh-huh.
Is that what happened? I see.
yeah, I ran out and I said, okay. Well, I didn't completely run out. I just decided that I was going to put white. And then I said, I'll make that half. And then I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to work it like it is. And I like the way it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's cute.
there's not a lot of white left. I'll work work with that. And then I have it's like a foresty green color. And I think that'll look cute. And then
What's left on it? Oh, just more on the strap?
because
edge?
the longer you do the edge and the strap, the more you do then the more bag comes out.
I see.
Okay. I did do some work on my blanket, Naomi. I'm adding, this is the little holly berries up here. See the little berries? Now I'm adding the leaves,
Two little berries.
the little berries right here. And I'm adding the leaves. So,
Oh, I see. There's like 3 berries. See right here? 3. That's cool. Nice. Oh, little leaves. That's cool.
excuse you, Hank.
That was cute. The dog took some what's that?
Packing
paper out of a box. Really cute though. That's adorable.
And
Thank
then
you, ma'am.
lastly, We've been trying to get stuff out of the storage unit and tangling yarn everywhere. There's a ball of yarn attached to the last thing. I was working on a shawl. Is it a shawl?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be quite a bit longer than this. And
I'm also not done with
Stopped.
that same shawl.
I just stopped. I was just like, okay,
Yeah, it's really pretty though. You should keep going with it. It's really
But I would
pretty.
rather finish it off and use it than, I mean, it would make a great little throw on something or whatever.
Yeah.
But I have, the pattern and I can
Bro,
continue
come
with it. I can continue with it.
Stop barking.
The major reason I haven't worked on it in the year and a half, 2 years, is because
Oh,
it
is it
wasn't
been-
there.
It wasn't there. What do you mean?
It was in the
Oh.
storage unit.
Oh, it was in. Yeah.
Anyway, that's me. Rogue, stop.
All right, Beth. Actually, I'm gonna move this so you don't
Yeah.
have to talk around it. Since I don't have anything today, I'll be in front of my Coke instead.
I was gonna say that reminds me of this one cartoon that I think I sent it to you or something about, but it was about this guy does cartoons with these like aliens, I guess, and they they do stuff that sort of points out the
Yeah. Nathan
Yeah.
Pyle.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that one where he says something about one of the aliens is making a scarf, and he says something about, like you can make it as long as he wants or something like that, and the
Yeah.
other guy says, like, what creative anarchy or something like that. And we're just gonna pop this around here because I just anchored a thread and I don't want to pull it out. So I have a few things I've been working on. I've been trying to finish this little Foxy Snow Globe. This is from, I think from last year, by Tiny Modernist. I don't know if it was a freebie or whatever because it's just a little picture here. I have it folded up because the pattern is on the other side of it, whatever. But I was very close to finishing it, and so I want to go ahead and finish it. I just need there's the rest of the bow on top. There's a few red stitches to complete this bow, and I've just finished the little globe part of it. And then there's a lot of white stitching. There's some snowflakes and I think a moon, and then the top of this fox's little hat is a little poofy pom-pom, yeah. So there's so it's almost done. I'm hoping to finish it soon. But I had kind of set it aside because it's sort of, I had started it in the last days of November, but it's not on my, I think maybe it was on my WIP-GO chart earlier this year. But anyway, so yeah. But so I started working on the reindeer. This is one of my December WIP-GO WIPs. This is Cottage Garden Threads reindeer. This is their Year in the Woods from a few years ago. Cottage Garden Samplings, sorry. There's Cottage Garden Threads and there's Cottage Garden Samplings. This is Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is from, I think, 2002 or 2, I guess it was, when these came out.
2022.
Yeah. Anyway, so I did a little bit. I've done just like 2 or 3 days on the reindeer here out of 7. So I did the white going down his neck here, some of it, and then I did some of the snowflakes and some of the white on his little rump down here. But there's more white to finish the part of his neck here, and then there's white along on his hooves down here. I want to kind of finish that. And then there's more, I think there's more snowflakes and another, there's a lot to go on this. So, but I'm hoping to make some good progress on it over the next, till I hit that 7 days. The other thing I did was one of my new starts for December. I think it was one of the new starts. And this is by the Blue Flower. This is her Merry Menagerie that came out last year for the Jingle Ball. And I'd started all of them and have not finished any of them. I did one of the little killdeer, but I was missing the blue Santa Cruz fabric by Weeks Dye Works thread. And I finally, I think I talked about it last week that I had ordered it and finally came in. So I got started on that. And what I did though was I finished the axolotl because it was just missing that one color of thread. So I finished the axolotl and I started on the blue penguins. So the axolotl is kind of squished in here, but because it's still in the hoop. But I finished it, so I have a finish.
Cute.
And then this is I turned it sideways. This is the start of the blue penguin. So one of the big penguin. There's a big penguin and a little penguin. And so I started the big penguin. And I think this thread is not attached. Let's stick it back here so I can put it's a little scrub of thread. But then what I was mostly concentrating on was the for my class, even though I knew I wasn't going to finish it in time for the class, but is this Western Woods Biscornu.
I love that.
Yeah, and the thing is that like when I was stitching, I thought, this is going to be huge, and it really is big because she was in the class, she was demonstrating it, and it's like this big, and I think it was stitched on like 32 count, so she said something like it's 8 inches square, I think, when it was stitched, and then when you put it all together, it's about 7 inches because of the way the corners come in. 32 count. Yeah, on 32 count, and this is 28 count fabric that I'm using, and so I started with the branches because I started in the upper left hand corner there because it's very hang on one second, I'm trying to, I have a thread in here that I didn't want to mess up. I started in the upper left hand corner because I didn't want to do a whole lot of counting because I figured I would be more liable to make mistakes. If I started on the outside, there's like an outside stitch line and then an outside back stitch line around the square, and then all the animals and branches and stuff designed on the inside. The thing about this Biscornu pattern is that, and the ones that I've done some by Tiny Modernist, and they're all basically 4 designs in the corners that are all the same basically, right? And so, this is this many stitches tall and this is this many stitches wide, and you just repeat the pattern in each corner, and then, and on the back side there's something, and you put it all together. Well, this one, each corner of the Biscornu is different because it's a different animal, and there's like an owl and a lynx and whatever, and then there are birds and squirrels and stuff here and there. So the branches are different in each corner, and I started doing the branches, and then I did all these branches because they come close together in the middle, and so I thought I just counted from one branch to another and went down, but then I decided to do the outer border before you get to the backstitch border. So I did doing this outer border, and I came across this way, and it met up just perfectly. And I thought, oh, good. And but then I came down this way, and this one is 1 stitch off. And I went back and looked, and it's right here where they connect in the middle.
Oh.
Instead of coming down like it was 6 inches and went over, I came down 5 and went over. So this whole branch is wrong, and I ain't fixing it. I ain't pulling it out. So I left the space down here. I'm gonna just add another thing, and then I'm just gonna fudge the animals and stuff as they get in there. So, but yeah. So this is my progress on the Western Woods Biscornu. I'm just working on I did. Oh shoot!
What happened?
I hit this with my pen.
Oh.
I had my pen open at where I'd written something down, and I scuffed it on the back of this. Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Yeah. Anyway, so
If something
I'll put the
doesn't-
other square down here.
If something doesn't stitch over it, you can just add something to
Yeah.
stitch over it.
Yeah.
Add a berry or a pine cone or something.
Yeah. So anyway, this is where I am so far
That's
on
neat.
that.
I like that a lot.
But yeah.
That's gonna be cool.
And one thing I learned in class, because I've made biscornues before, right? I've made like three, I think, biscornues at least, and so I know how they go together, and I know how to do them, whatever. So I just thought, watching this class to see what her tips might be or whatever. And one thing that she did, and I didn't even think about this, is that in this pattern where she did the backstitch line on the pattern, she put in the center of the like, say, the side, right? Here's the side, and you stitch the back of the stitch line, and she put one little back stitch line in the very center. So you stitch down the line, and you go boop and do that center stitch, and then you go down. So that marks the center of each side.
So you know where.
So that helps a lot, yeah, because then
where to
you know
place
exactly where the corner of the other
You're not having to
thing
mark
goes.
it with a marker or
Right.
anything.
And so you can kind of hold it together with a pin, but before you stitch it together. But that little center stitch out the side basically disappears when you put them all together, right? But also, the tip she had was to not start at that corner where the corner meets the center, because corners are very fiddly and hard to do. So you start like 4 or 5 stitches below, away from the corner, and then work your way toward that corner and then around it, so that you start basically in a nice
Just like doing the binding on a quilt.
middle section of the thing, and then go, because I think before I had started, you put the corner in the center, and it's hard to do. But if you start a few stitches off, then makes it a little easier.
That's
And I'm
neat.
like, oh,
Learn something new every day.
yeah, yeah. So there's that, and I had ordered a bunch of threads for that, as well as that blue penguin Santa Cruz color. So this is Roxy threads that
For
I think,
this biscornu.
yeah.
Those are
The
pretty.
biscornu calls for Roxy threads, DMC, and Cottage Garden threads. And so the Roxy threads, I think you can, in the U.S., I think you can only order them through Evertotes in Canada. But they come very quickly. And so these are the threads.
Those are so pretty.
And I ordered the things, the notes in the pattern call for 2 threads of this, 2 skeins of this green asparagus.
this is?
Yeah. So this is it's because that's the color I'm stitching around the border,
Oh, I
but then
see.
it's also in the pattern and and all that. So these are the Roxy threads that finally came in. Like, I think we checked the mail on Saturday after I did my update, and there they were. But the Roxy threads, and then the Cottage Garden threads that I ordered came in this nice little box, and I sealed it up back up, and I was like, I can't close the box. I don't know how they did it, but it was magic. But anyway, so these are the threads that I ordered for that. And these are made in Australia, but I think there is a U.S. distributor, I guess, because they didn't take 300 years to come from Australia, and they didn't. I don't think they cost me a whole lot to.
Hey Rachel, this one's called Nimbus. That's her kitty's name.
Yeah. So yeah, these are some more of those, and it came with a nice little.
Sleepy cat.
Yeah. It came with a nice little, in this little envelope, there's a little sticker, a little flower sticker. And in this little envelope, there are some, if I can grab them with my fingers, some little
Decals?
Flower stickers, decals, yeah, little stickers. They're, and you can't see them very well, but they're, yeah, little see-through stickers, but they have flowers on the top. So, and the little card says, "Happy stitching. We can't wait to see what you create." It's very cute.
They did a thing in the ballroom. You know, one of the
Meet and greet or something.
no,
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
entertainment,
oh,
and they showed a punch. I'm like, I want to make that punch.
oh. But so now I have all the threads for this design. And the thing is too, I when I was in the shopping hall at the Jingle Ball, one of the things I ordered was something by the Blue Flower, and I was looking at the thread list when I was had downloaded the thing, and I was like, oh, it's got Roxy flosses on it, and they're all colors that I don't have. So yeah, so I had ordered a bunch of patterns in the shopping hall, and I was basically sort of nickel and diming myself to death because I was, oh, this is only $5. Oh, this is only, and But also, I wanted to point out. I don't think I mentioned this last week. This was a free pattern from Primrose Cottage. Because I signed up for their newsletter, and they do a free Fridays, I think once a month or something like that. They do a free pattern. But this one I had seen somebody else posted the picture, and I thought, oh, that's so cute. And so they have this little mice helping decorate a tree, standing on each other.
Did show that last
Did I?
week.
I wasn't
That's
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's a repeat, we're sorry.
Yeah. But so
She asked me. I'm like, I can't remember.
at the Jingle Ball, like I said, I ordered several patterns, and I thought, oh well, I'll print them off now. This morning I got up early, and I thought I'll print them off now, so that I'll have them to show for the video. And then my printer, I printed several off, and then it freaked out and didn't want to print anything, and and it would print part of a line and then spit the paper out. So anyway, this is the official Jingle Ball ornament.
That's cute.
Homebound. It's a little truck with a tree on top.
Let me see that.
And then this one I'm going to show from way back here because there's not a picture of it. This is Frosty and Friend. It's a little snowman with a cardinal. Is this on there on the website? I don't know.
I didn't see it.
This is by, I don't know, it says Annie Belcher. So I don't know.
Is it Annie B's?
Yeah, it means Annie B, yeah.
I might not have gone in there.
And then this is the pattern I got from the Blue Flower. This is the one with the Roxy flosses that I don't have.
Well, with a sweater.
Yeah,
so cute.
She did one with a I think it's called Winter Bison, and it's a buffalo with a sweater. But the one I bought was this Winter Whale, and it's a whale in a sweater. So
Whales don't need sweaters.
The water, ocean water is very cold.
That's adorable.
You might get a little chilly.
Ocean water is very cold.
And then this one she did. It's like Quilber. Quilber was a fundraiser for I think the zoo where Quilber lives or something like that. But she did this as a fundraiser for a sanctuary. I think where these cheetahs live, and this is it. Basically, I guess it could go either way, this way or this way. Let me look at the pattern. I think it goes this way. But it's Christmas cheetahs, and it's two little cheetahs running with
it goes this way.
A string of lights. So
I guess she couldn't fit it on the half sheet.
yeah,
The regular one. I see.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So this goes behind that.
Cheetahs never win.
But she also did a cute video at the sanctuary with the cheetahs, and talking with the keepers there about some facts about cheetahs and what's going on with them.
That's the one I showed the picture of.
Yeah, this is the Flickr that she had a picture of. Oh, this goes with that.
Yeah, because the pattern, the download with the pattern doesn't have the color picture on it.
Right, yeah.
So I did a screenshot of the
Oh,
color
I see.
picture.
And this is one from Hands-On Design, Gather Around the Manger.
I almost bought that. I loved
And,
it so
yeah,
much.
and she does have like on the Jingle Ball website. One of the things you can order is these what do you call it?
The
Round, shapes to put to finish them with. But you can also, if you don't want to do them as 3 separate rounds like that, like one is Mary and Joseph in the manger, and one is a wise man with a camel, and the other one was a shepherd with sheep.
And an
So you
angel.
can do them, yeah. So you can do them 3 separately, or you can
can do
do
them
them
all
as
in
one
line.
down here. And
That's
there's
neat.
a border in the pattern also that you can use to
That's
if you
really,
do it all as
I like
one.
that a lot.
I like I think they're beautiful.
And then one other one, and this is the one where it started giving me fits. Let me see if I got this the right way, because I used some of these papers I used over again. And I thought I had printed off the picture. Don't tell me. It might be in the back of these pages. Here. Quilted Poinsettia. This is a free design
pretty.
by Heartstring Samplery. And
I
then,
downloaded that one too.
yeah, I had to print this like 1 page at a time or something, because my printer was
That's
freaking
really
out.
pretty.
But yeah, it's really cute. And so like I said, there's I think 3 or 4 other designs that I just I gave up because my printer wasn't cooperating. So. But and I also want to point out this T-shirt that I'm wearing. My friend Brandy sent it to me, and she also sent me a hoodie
Oh,
that's blue. It's the same picture, but it's blue. It's yeah. So, and this was, I think this was a Lexington Humane Society. That's where she ordered these from. But then also, this past week, I had to put my cat Snug to sleep. He had always been very, very chunky, very food motivated, big cat. He was like 18 pounds basically. And but he had some kind of intestinal blockage issue, something, and I had taken him to the vet, and there really wasn't, and they couldn't get to it, I guess, and figure it out. Whatever, the only way would have been like something ridiculous like exploratory surgery, and it was not going to happen. And he was already I think it was last year that we discovered this problem.
Yeah.
And so, he was already up in age,
too much. For
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
and so, but then like in the last, when we moved around, toward the end of October, sort of around that time, he started losing weight, and then like just very suddenly lost basically all of his weight. I could feel every bone in his body. And he was, at first he was still, eating and peeing and everything else. But then in the last week or so, he kind of stopped eating. I kind of, coaxed him to eat a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Like he liked those churro squeezy treat things, but not like he used to just gobble it up, and he would even eat part of Puck's, when Puck would nibble at it and Snug would finish it. And the last time that he had some, he ate maybe half of it and left the rest of it. And and he wouldn't drink nearly as much as he used to. He was just obviously having issues. And so Wednesday we took him to put him to sleep. And Eve made this little magnet for me. This is a picture I had of him from, I just took some random pictures of him, over the years. And so So she sent it to a company that made it into a little
There's a
magic.
company on Etsy called Mugs and Pins.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
And it's
a
good
nice
quality,
note.
and they were
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
That's neat.
So
I told them why I wanted it, and it got shipped that day.
Oh, nice.
yeah. So I still have my cat Snug.
You know,
no.
I mean Puck. Sorry, Puck. Sorry.
yeah,
But yeah. So
it's been a hard week.
yeah.
Oh,
But we did buy a little Christmas tree because
yeah.
we're because we're still in sort of limbo, setting up the house and stuff, and our Christmas stuff is in storage and it's like way far back there, and so we decided to
Beth
punt.
and I were like, we've got to have something in the house.
So we went to Walmart and they had like a little teeny weeny pre-lit tree, and we got some little ornaments and
That's
stuff like
nice.
that.
We
And-
figured
and
we could
this-
put regular ornaments on
yeah,
it
and
later.
this little
Yeah.
nativity scene thing that you can't touch because you'll poke yourself and get a splinter.
But this?
But it looks really, it's very rough. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to our question of the week. Last week we asked kind of what makes Christmas for you all, and we've got a couple of answers. One said that it was Mary Passmore said growing up it was driving around town and seeing the houses that were decorated, and now she just enjoys being with her children and her grandchildren and watching them open up presents. And then Kelly Evans said that for her Christmas is large group gatherings. That's a lot of fun too. And our question this week is share with us a favorite Christmas memory that you have that's just kind of something you go back to and that you really enjoy. I'll share for me. I remember when I was young, if you have children in the room, let them leave. Because I was right on that cusp of believing in Santa and not sure and suspecting that it might be my parents, that where you're at that age. Because I wasn't little, but I was still kind of like, I don't know. And I still to this day don't know how they pulled it off. But it was Christmas Eve, we were going to my grandma's house, and I think we had put out milk and cookies. And I was like, I'm going to be the last one out of the house. Because we used to also celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve when we got home from my grandmother's house. And they would also always say Santa had come while we were gone, right? Or church and then grandma's house, right? Or whatever. So I was like, I'm going to be the last one out of the house. And I was there with my dad while he locked the door. And then when we got home, I think I took Dad's key or something, and I ran to the door. I was the first one in the house. I'm like, no one is going to fool me. And the cookies were gone. And I remember thinking, like, did they tell my brother to come and eat them? Or, like, what? I didn't know what had happened. But I just remember that. Like, I was like, what? I don't know how Mom and Dad pulled that off. But I remembered being, like, really, like, I am going to be the first one in the house. I'm going to be the last one out, the first one in. So that's a memory I have. And songs have been evoking a lot of memories lately. There's some very, like those old, like Ray Conniff or singers, or like, the Bing Crosby and all those guys. There's something that came on, and it was like I could almost smell like the boxes where Mom kept the ornaments that, I don't know, it's not really dust, but it was like the tinsel of the foil from back in the 60s. Who knows what it was made out of. But I just remember that, like, it was really evoking that, and always remembering, like, decorating and that kind of thing when I was little.
Well, I was going to say, one thing that a sort of more modern memory is that it was Christmas time when I started cross-stitching, when I learned how to cross-stitch.
Oh, yeah, we used to make ornaments.
Yeah. Well,
every year my mom would have us make ornaments for everyone coming to the Christmas
we would
party.
do we would make like like
The same but different.
yeah, like a bunch of Santa ornaments, a bunch of reindeer ornaments, a bunch of
Or like we would pick
snowman ornaments, or
or
something
we would
like
just
that.
pick an ornament to
Yeah,
make.
yeah. Like one year we made
And then-
trees, those little
Right.
Christmas trees, because
And then we would just make a whole ton of them that were
and then we
similar
would
but
do
different.
like a
exchange.
exchange,
It was like a
dirty Santa thing, you know, where you
stealing,
steals,
yeah.
But yeah, when Naomi was in college, and Eve lived in Florida, and so for Thanksgiving, Naomi flew down to Florida and spent Thanksgiving with Eve, and Eve stayed there, and I was still living at home. It was in between graduate school and when I moved to Arkansas, so I was living at home. You know,
Oh,
and so Eve had spent Thanksgiving. I mean, Naomi had spent Thanksgiving with Eve, and so when they both came home for Christmas,
dogs are crazy.
Naomi came with a cross stitch project because Eve had taught her
Yeah.
at Thanksgiving. Eve had taught Naomi how to cross stitch, so they came home at Christmas and they were both working on a cross stitch project, and I was like, I want to do that, and I've never been. You know,
She used to make fun of it.
yes, I was never like into knitting or crocheting or sewing, anything like that. I did sewing because I had to in junior high when we did home ec, and you know that was all I did. And but so when they were doing cross stitch, I was like, I want to do that. And so I think Naomi flew back to school right away, and so Eve had stayed a day later or whatever, and we went to Hobby Lobby and got a little kit, and I learned how to cross stitch, and
The rest is history.
Yes. So yeah, so that's one thing I remember at Christmas.
My
So-
favorite one was when Robert, my first Christmas with Robert, he was so little and he would sing.
Yeah.
And he's decorating the tree.
Aw.
It was so beautiful. And I'm like, get off the ladder. Stop. No, don't climb the ladder. You know. And he would sing with the dog, you know. It was just so beautiful.
That's neat.
And then the cat and the dog and everybody's trying to knock down the tree. You know? I have a cross stitch about that.
Yeah. When Eli was, it was his second Christmas. He was a toddler, and he got, he was the first grandchild, so first nephew, first grandchild, and we just overstimulated that child, and we just had this memory of the sea of wrapping paper and all the toys, and he's standing in the middle, and he's just standing there, and all of a sudden, he just starts crying because he just couldn't deal. It was just overwhelming.
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to hear your favorite Christmas memories. Share with us in the comments below. And I think we better go so Eve can get ready for her class.
Yes.
And we're going to take off, and we will be back next
I'm going to go fight
week,
with my printer.
middle of December. Wow, next week's going to be, I have a performance gig. I've got lots of high road. You can't see her. Lots of things to be making and baking and getting on the stick. I think we're going to get our tree next weekend.
Ah.
We had planned it out, and then my friends added things for me. So because we're gonna, my friend Ray plays flute. She's like, let's do a woodwind quintet for Christmas music somewhere, and I'm like, okay. So we're gonna with Ian and Cole and Mark. We're gonna play. She just found a retirement center that'll take us for 45 minutes and just for fun. But I was like, I was gonna decorate my tree that day. But
Also, when I lived in Little Rock, I had a very narrow window of when I had time to do a tree, because it was the end of November. I'd get back from Thanksgiving, and then like December would start all the
let me tell you a
performances.
secret. Everybody has that
I
narrow
know,
window.
I know, but I was like, because I used to get, at one point I started getting a real tree because I just was like, the artificial tree was just too exhausting. And so I would get a real tree, And so I thought, you know, I can go this weekend. You know, it's like to cram everything else.
And
decorate
then
my
if you
apartment,
don't,
blah, blah, blah,
if you don't,
know.
if you're not careful,
And if I don't do it,
Yeah.
then I don't have time. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, because I don't want to put the tree up because I have it to leave for Christmas.
right?
And so I didn't want to put the tree up for like a weekend or something, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why Beth and I, after we bought the tree, we came back, we were so tired. I had worked that day.
Yeah.
And then we were walking around Walmart looking for everything, and you know, we were exhausted. I'm like, let's do it another day. And then I looked at her, I'm like, no, we need to do it right now.
Yeah. Do it
Yeah.
now, and that way you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and also because if we put it off, we won't do it, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, so.
The dogs are growling in the background, which I guess is our cue. We better
Yes.
go. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another week, and we will see you next week, same time, same place, and we hope
Yes.
your December's going very, very well.
Bye.
Bye.